Really Jalen Brunson is still
Hello,
a good
everybody.
guard.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast, episode 24. My name is Omar. Next to me is Earl, and below me is Max. And we just finished All-Star Weekend.
Kobe.
Great weekend indeed. I gotta say myself, I think it was pretty good. I think there was a lot of new aspects that we brought to the All-Star game that I really enjoyed. I really liked the Steph versus Sabrina, especially because both of them ended up scoring more than the actual 3-point contest. So, Steph Curry, why aren't you there? But it was fun overall. I think it was really fun. What do you guys think?
I can't tell if you're talking to us because elephant in the room. You got something on your face, so I know this is not sponsored.
Yeah, it's
What, would we not acknowledge it unless we're sponsored?
No, we're not going to acknowledge it.
Can you actually just face us?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sure. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
But
just put this up there.
yeah, All-Star Weekend to me, it was what you expect. I mean, I know a lot of people are going to complain about the All-Star game, but let's be honest, it really hasn't been advertised as a competitive game in the last 10 plus years, I would say.
I think any years, right?
Yeah,
I don't think it was ever considered like
it used to be way back.
Was it?
I mean, not
in like the 70s and 80s, people took it seriously, but this generation stopped caring.
70, even the Michael Jordan era, they weren't really taking it that serious. Like you see the clips.
Was better than this.
I don't know, bro. They were shooting open threes, fast break. Nobody's playing defense. I mean, you got guys going with it's the same vibe. The only difference I would say now is it's just a lot more offensive power, so it looks a lot worse, I will say, in my opinion.
I mean, it's like Jordan's generation kind of started the trend of just making the All-Star game a joke, and now it's just completely a 100% joke. I saw somebody on Twitter be like, I don't know who this game is for anymore. I completely agree. It's wasting the players' time. It's wasting the fans' time. Like if I want to watch Devin Booker shoot open threes, I can watch him in practice. Like I can watch him warm up before a game. That's just basically what this is. It's just like, it's basically just like the layup line before a game. Guys go through the dunk line, they dunk, it's cool. Guys shoot open threes, it's cool. It's not a game, so it just feels like a waste of time. And the fact that it's still billed as like the peak of All-Star Weekend, that's like what everyone builds up to. It's just become a meme. Like when everyone, it's like that Incredibles line, when Syndrome says, when everyone is super, nobody is. That's what the All-Star game feels like. When everyone is dunking and shooting open threes and scoring, it becomes irrelevant. Like it's not impressive anymore. If guys wanted to actually try and legitimately like play defense and there was incentive on the line, then that'd be cool because then we get to see the best players actually trying. But like this right here, this is just like a glorified layup line. So personally, I'm not a fan of the game itself. I think the whole Omar took his VR or the headset off. That's how you know he's locked in. The whole weekend, I think, is just an L other than Rising Stars and the 3-point contest. I'll second the Steph Sabrina thing. I think that was the highlight of the weekend for sure. We need that next year. We need the Steph and Dame versus Caitlin Clark and Sabrina tag team. That would go hard. And the 3-point contest is still good. I think, they've changed it up a little bit. They've added like the deep balls that are worth 3 points, so that's nice. So 3-point contest is good. The Steph Sabrina thing is good. Definitely need that back next year. And the Rising Stars is just fine. It is what it is. I personally kind of liked it a little more when it was just two teams going against each other. I think USA versus World was cool. We could bring that back now, especially now that we have like a lot of young international prospects coming in. That could be cool. But I don't hate the way they do it where they just have like a bunch of kind of 5v5 teams and it's like a bracket thing. That's fine. It works. So, yeah. But other than that, I'd say every other event is an L. The dunk contest is just the fattest L now. Skills contest is a legitimate joke. Like a sixth grader could basically just do that. Other than Scotty Barnes, like any NBA player, going to be able to take the skills challenge with their eyes closed.
Sucks because Scotty did pretty well.
He dribbled. Dog forgot how to dribble, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's true. He dropped the ball.
Challenge is a joke,
but it didn't disqualify them from the contest, which I thought was hilarious.
It should have. Yeah, that should have. That was crazy.
But yeah. I think it was the team that was called the number one picks. It was Wembanyama, Banchero, and Anthony Edwards, right?
Yeah.
And it was that team that that was like eliminated first round, I think, or like second round, something like that.
Yeah, it is, but it is what it is. This day's got to make this more interesting because, like, quite frankly, I feel like the All-Star Weekend, the players take it as a weekend off. the fan, I took it as a weekend off. I was like, there's basically nothing on I need to watch other than the 3-point contest. That was the only one that I legitimately sat down and was like somewhat excited to watch. And it was, it lived up to the hype. We got, 4 guys like the 26 4-way tie, and one had to go home. And then the finals with Dame hitting the game-winning shot. It was cool. I do think the trophies are lame, though. The trophies are just lame as hell. It's just like a piece of glass, like a flat piece of glass. Like, Lillard just won the 3-point contest and All-Star MVP, and he basically just gets like some elementary school participation looking trophies. Like, we need – this is just a general thing. This is beyond the NBA. We just need to redefine what a trophy is. Trophies are so lame now. They're nowhere near as cool as they used to be. Like, trophies – you want a trophy, it's like 7 feet tall, like all gold, like – things carved out and like images. It was cool. Now you just get like a little piece of glass that says like All-Star Game MVP on it that you can barely read, and it like weighs as much as like your phone. It's lame as hell, I think.
Hey, I mean, if you want that real trophy, you got to go compete and get it.
It's a lame trophy. Like, I'm not selling out for that. If you give me like a legitimate like cup to win, like the Stanley Cup, that's a legit trophy. Like that's some
that
hardware.
Is a legit trophy.
This is not
no,
hardware.
I'm talking about
software.
Yeah, but that's also
I like the championship
trophy.
Yeah. I like the championship trophy a lot.
Championship trophy's cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's the one that actually looks like a trophy. But the rest of theirs are just like glass or like.
Yeah, but it's also like.
It's not like anything really crazy to celebrate. Like, I mean, it is. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like.
But okay, but imagine how it would look. Imagine how it would look on the NBA if they made like one of the regulatory trophies, like the All-Star Game MVP and stuff like that, better than what the trophy actually is. So just imagine, like, if the NBA did that and made so many trophies that looked nice and all that, you gotta have some. I'm not gonna say duds because the trophies are relatively nice. I think they're relatively nice. Maybe Max doesn't feel the same, but exactly. But it's not that bad. It's really not that bad, especially for like all-star MVP trophies type of stuff.
But it's like, why am I going to care? Like, the game's already a joke. How can you expect the fans to care or the players to care when the trophies they're getting are lame as anyways? Like, it doesn't help their case. Obviously, the problems go way deeper than that. But just like, you're an NBA, you're a billion-dollar corporation, but you can't get some nice trophies. Like, I feel like middle school field day trophies look better.
I don't think so. Bro, it's literally you're making the trophy seem like it's like the little Dollar Tree trophies that you get, and it has like the little. It's really not. It's really all glass. It has nice imprint on it. Like, it's not bad. It's just not extravagant. Like, it's a trophy for like All-Star Weekend. And like to your point of All-Star Weekend too.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't know, man. I feel like All-Star Weekend for me this year it was pretty good. I say Saturday night went a little bit better than I expected. Like you said, the highlight of the night was for sure the 3-point contest. And Sabrina and Curry, that was really good. Although there were some interesting comments by Kenny and stuff like that on the broadcast, which was absolutely out of pocket. But other than that, I think it was good. Dunk contest, I mean, until you get like the Zions and Jaws of the world to kind of compete, Aaron Gordon, I think really how they said the contest next year, they got to. I don't know how much money they got to offer these guys. I don't care. Sign the check. It's $1 billion corporation. Like Max said, pay them. If that's what they want, money, we generate billions a year. Pay those guys. Get Ja Morant, Zion, Aaron Gordon, and Zach LaVine, and create one of the best dunk contests we've seen. Even throw Mac in there, defending champion if he wants. I'm pretty sure Mac doesn't even want to do it anymore. You know how much hate dude gets because we were like, oh, we're letting G Leaguers play and win the contest.
That is
like,
the stupidest argument I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah,
like I gotta say that is like.
But the thing is, like,
so bad.
That's the only way you save a dunk contest. You have to get the best dunkers in the league to participate, whatever the means. That's the only way you save that event, in my opinion.
Okay, couple quick things. One, I'm gonna try this feature. I've never presented on this before. Well, actually, no, it's fine. Y'all can just look it up. I don't even care. The All-Star Trophy, I'm literally looking at it right now. It is a damn near flat piece of glass with the NBA logo on it that says NBA All-Star Game MVP. It is a circular piece of glass with the NBA logo on it. That's lame as hell.
It's just an All-Star MVP, bro. It's not like a championship.
It shows how meaningless it is. And like my All-Star Game solution, I think you just scrap the dunk contest. There is way better. If you want to see a good dunk contest, go watch the semi-professionals. Those guys can do it way better than the NBA guys, and that's just the truth. There's very few people out there who can shoot threes at the level of NBA players, but dunking, that's something that you can go get guys in inner cities. They're like local dunk contests or like regional dunk contests go way harder than anything the NBA is going to be able to put on. So that's just me. What are you looking at? The trophies? Pull up the All-Star Game trophy while you're at it. So there's that. I'd abolish the dunk contest. Like you said, Earl, find some way to incentivize the All-Star game because it is a tradition. You got to get the players playing hard. That's a key part to it. So
is
just
this what it is?
that's not it, dog. That is not the All-Star game trophy. Maybe that was an old one.
That's
the Kobe Bryant MVP.
That's not what Lillard got yesterday. Look up the Lillard one from yesterday. What he was.
It's right there, right?
Lillard 2023 one. It's a flat glass piece.
It's 2024. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, 24. Whatever, 24 one.
I was about to say, yeah.
The one he got yesterday.
Yeah, it's that. It's
just smaller.
It's just small, yeah.
But it's that is. I can barely see it.
What do you want? A Stanley Cup for an All-Star MVP?
No. Big, nice trophy. Maybe them players would care to win it. So yeah, pay the heck out of the winners. Do like $1 million per player. Just say screw it. Y'all get $1 million each if you win. So make that interesting. Get rid of the skills contest or just make it actually hard. I'm fine with just getting rid of it. I think All-Star Weekend should have a 1v1 contest. Again, just pay the heck out of it. Just incentivize it. We need a horse contest that they used to run. They did one in the 70s, then 2 in the 2010s, and then a virtual COVID one. Bring back the horse contest full time. That would be lit. Pay the heck out of that. Keep the 3-point contest, and then you've got the game.
I don't like it.
I agree with the horse. I think we got guys like Luka who are crazy. I don't know if y'all seen that little shot he made, the bounce 3, the one he threw 2. When Derek Lively was interviewing him, literally just casually, he's just bouncing. He said, "Watch this," and then he bounced and boom, goes in first try. So I agree, that would be good. I feel like skill contest has always been like kind of a throwaway event, so we could definitely replace that. I agree. I mean, we know they can pass the ball through a little thing and throw the balls.
I think it should just be replaced with the rookie game.
Well, the rookie game's already on Friday. The Rising Star is on Friday. I don't care about that. Do what you want.
We're just talking about like adding an event and taking something off. Like that rookie game, I agree. I think it's good. Like I don't mind that one just because the competition was good. I mean, we had NBA players kind of casually going out there, and you have the G League guys like, okay, we want to make the league, so they showed up and beat the #1 picks. Basically, we had all our best talent on that team. They got beat, so that was cool to see.
They played harder. They played harder than the All-Star game.
And I did like the US versus World too. That was a really good contest when they used to do it. That was fun to watch.
It was good back then, but I think the reason why they got rid of it was because the argument was a little lopsided. But now you could obviously say it's lopsided in favor of the World instead of the US. So bring that back
for sure. Like you got guys like Franz Wagner, all those guys too. Like they can play on that team, depending on the year level they do it, like first, second, or third, whatever.
Yeah, just do first and second years.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean Wemby would be in there. Bilal Coulibaly would be in there. Like that already is a good world.
I think that was good, but I really liked the West versus East. I think it was finally a good reality check from some of these West Coasters that think that.
Are you talking about the All-Star game?
Yeah.
If you're basing that on,
it's obviously not. It's obviously
we can tell, or what you can base that is
there is no defense being played. Come on,
cares more in games that don't matter.
No, it's just
that's not what it is. Come on, that's not.
Jaylen Brown just happened to make more shots than Kevin Durant. That's just how it is. Like,
I did like to see the aspect. Like, I loved seeing LeBron James and Kevin Durant on the same team. I think that was awesome.
But it wasn't a game. I can go see them at the same wedding. That basically is as meaningful.
I mean, I think you're being a little harsh on it. Like, I don't think. Like you said,
it's not basketball.
This isn't new. It's never been what.
It's never seen that before.
It's never been like we're gonna play 4 quarters of defense. It's never been that
in the 70s. That's in the 60s and 70s and into the 80s. That's what they did.
But that's back when they cared about it, like you said.
Bro,
they don't care about it anymore.
We need that back. Can you imagine that would be today?
You got to bring me the footage of this, bro.
You need to think about it like this.
You got to think, even back with Jordan and all these guys, whatever. I know that's not the 60s, whatever. But guys, they played 1 quarter of basketball. First 3 quarters were literally like, oh, let's just go out there and do crazy stuff. We're talking about lobs off the glass, 360 lays by Allen Iverson. You got Shaq doing rear post up, so dribbling on people. Like that's what the All-Star game is. It's never been like we're gonna lock in for 4 quarters, play great basketball. That's never would have been what it's been. But I will say, when we did the whole charity thing and the pick teams, the first 3 years of that, it was great basketball because it was based on quarter and they play competitive to win for their charities. That's the most competitive we've had it in the last couple of years, I'll say. Like the first 2 years of the team, like Team Brown, team captains drafting stuff, that was pretty good basketball because it wasn't by like 1 through 4 quarters. Every quarter was a game of his own. So guys locked in like, hey, we want to win for our charities, and it became a big thing. Maybe for 2 years, obviously not the whole time, but I'm just saying in general. So
I agree.
The content hasn't. It's not to be taken serious. I think like how fans are trying to describe it, like, oh, we gotta save it and all this stuff. Like I get it, but yeah, I do agree it could be a little bit more defense. I'm not saying it can't be, but you just gotta take it with a grain of salt, in my opinion. Like it hasn't been as crazy as people have been making it seem, in my opinion.
Okay.
There's no great defense in the All-Star games. There's never been. As
Doubt,
long as I've been watching.
Omar, Doubt. I'm linking you a video right now. I just put a link in the chat. Watch that video and tell me there's no defense. The first clip of the literal video, someone blocking a shot in the All-Star game.
I mean, yeah,
I am going
to. That's cool. Like, I mean,
nobody even contested a shot yesterday. There was 0 contest.
There were contests yesterday. People were making tough shots. I mean, every KD and Jason Tatum shot, that was all contested. You have Paul George getting cooked up from deep on another Dame game winner. That was contested. Like, every shot wasn't wide open.
They were wide. These are the best players in the world. If you're not jumping at them, it's a wide open shot. Like, look at this. Yeah, it's the 1970s. Oh, who cares? Doesn't, it was before I was born, so it doesn't matter. But like these guys tried, and we need to get back to this.
Yeah, one sec. I want to make sure I have audio. Okay.
I mean, you don't really need the audio. Like,
yes, we do.
And a good baseball pass by Irving, wasn't it? Anybody?
Watch this. So look, notice how every man is accounted for his defense: post, spin, block. Who is doing that? No one.
That's literally just somebody coming off of a help defense. I mean,
there was no help defense yesterday, though. Show me a clip in the game yesterday. Was there one block recorded yesterday? One block, a singular block.
Stephen Curry had a block. He went up and blocked Paolo Banchero.
Look at that defense. Block, contested rebound, 3 guys jump, scrap for the ball. This is real basketball.
Besides Anthony Davis, how many real defensive centers do we have out there? Think about that.
That's not the point.
Who's the only trying to play defense? The only center we had out there really was Bam on one side, and there was no reserve for the
When
East.
Jokic is trying to play defense, he plays defense. When Jaylen Brown wants to play defense, he plays defense. When Braun wants to play defense, he plays defense. This is defense. And so it's impressive when they score.
Bro, it's not. This is not. That didn't.
You're telling me that is the same as what we saw yesterday.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying like the game has changed. It's offensive heavy. Those guys, you see every play in that the videos going through the post. That's the post up era.
Let me see Jokic post up at
We got guys.
Let me make this argument
from half court. We had Dame pull up from half court. You want them to guard Dame at half court every play?
I think this should just be a half court contest.
Let me make this argument because Max, I get what you're saying, and while I understand the route you're coming from, I don't agree with it. I respect it, but I don't agree with it, and here's why. The NBA All-Star Game has turned into something different than what it was back then. We already discussed this. We know this. This is a plain, clear, obvious.
Yes.
But that's the point, though. It's not supposed to be something serious because it's non-competitive. These players are always doing something competitive. Like literally, there was a hint of competitiveness in the other game. What was it? I'm sorry, the rookie game, the Rising Stars between Jaden Ivey and Ben Mathurin. But these older heads, these older players, don't want to do that. They don't want to play defense.
Get rid of the game. That's fine. I'm fine with getting rid of the game. Don't watch this.
But that's the highlight of the weekend.
I don't think it has to be get rid of the game just because the defense
I think it's supposed. The whole point of it is to show more of an offensive creativity. That's why the first time in NBA history yesterday we were able to get 211 points.
But it's not impressive because these guys are shooting wide open threes and dunking. There's no creativity. It's not impressive to just watch guys shoot open threes. They hit these in practice. Like I get
what you're saying.
Watch Jaylen Brown dunk. I know he can dunk. Look, I saw him in the dunk contest. He wasn't.
I get what you're saying, but you're making it seem like every single shot wasn't contested. Like we still had our classic
Earl
1v1 matchup opponents. Like we had those type of moments. It wasn't every play, but guys, when you had those moments, when you had young guys going after old guys, they did it. They got buckets.
They weren't going after them though. It's just here. You catch and shoot a three. You catch a lob. You catch and shoot a three. You dunk. It's the same thing.
I'm just saying, like there was moments in the game where you had your 1v1 matchups and guys got scored on. That's just
Show me a clip. Show me a clip where someone was legitimately going one-on-one ISO and the defender was trying to stop them. Show me a clip.
Jason Tatum versus KD
we can find
every
something
play.
during the last 5 minutes.
Every play, Jason Tatum guarded Curry, vice versa. They went after each other. Defense, hand in his face, making shots.
Tatum's, they're all millionaires. They're just walking around laughing, having a good time. If you're not going to play hard, don't play the game, is my argument.
They were playing defense on each other. Jason Tatum and KD. You did not.
Yeah, in a game that was 211 to 186, they were playing defense. That's
I'm just saying, you told me to bring an example, and I just brought you one.
Okay, fair. I would not call it defense. If that's a real game, if that's Celtics versus Warriors in the finals, or even Celtics Warriors in the regular season, if that's the second quarter of a regular season game, the defensive intensity is twice as high, and the offensive intensity is twice as high. Curry actually needs to use his skills to create a shot on Tatum. Tatum's actually trying to stop him. Tatum's just kind of standing in front of him, and then whenever Curry shoots, he'll just haphazardly put a hand up. That's it. And of course Curry's going to make it because he's Curry.
Bro, I said Tatum versus KD every time they had the ball.
Oh, sorry. Did you say KD? My bad.
No. I said Tatum versus KD. Every time they had the ball, they straight up guard each other. And they were making tough shots on each other every single time. Go look at the videos. Go look up Tatum versus Curry All-Star. And you've seen every possession they guard each other and they made tough buckets. I'm not saying it was the case for everybody. You had even clips, like I said, when Damian Lillard was hitting those threes, you're like, all right, let me step up. Paul George caught him one. He went out there deep three range, out there, hand up, jump contest, and Dame hits it nothing but net just in his face.
He jumped
Exactly.
I can't convince you what you're seeing. You're acting like it has to be Game 7 NBA Finals every single play.
I would take the level of intensity in the Rising Stars game. I think that was fine. In the Rising Stars, was actually some semblance of defense.
You asked for examples, and I gave the examples.
I would not say any of those examples compare to the Rising Stars game.
Let me end this real quick.
Great. Highlights. Let's see. Open three. That is open.
It's not open. Are you crazy?
Close out. That is not a contest. For Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, look at that. He barely leaves this.
That's literally a closeout. But
that's how your favorite NBA player plays defense. That's not contested.
That is contested as hell.
Nice. One semi-contested.
That's not contested. We're two plays in the
semi-contest.
That's contested.
That is a very contested shot.
Don't pause. Just keep it going.
Two contested. He misses.
Nice. Let's see this transition defense. Oh, wow.
That's how guys guard Braun anyways. Nobody's going to step in front of Braun. That's a normal Braun play. Contested.
One person goes for the rebound. Wide open three. Nice defense, Shai. Really sprinted over there to get to the shooter.
What do you expect?
Wow, Jokic. Great defense. Really sprinted over there.
And one.
Okay.
And one.
Kyrie's goofing. Jokic is the best content in NBA All-Star game because he just doesn't care.
That wasn't contested. He got sprayed on.
Wow. They're not. It's like these are not
contested.
Wow. Uncontested dunk. Nice.
Bro, Max, your standard is absolutely ridiculous. This is crazy.
You go on social media, everyone is clowning these guys for the
same
narrative for years. Open three.
Contested. That's literally how Braun plays defense every night.
That is not. If Braun got that shot every night, he'd still put up 50 points a game. Great. Yeah, look at Jokic. Just sides.
That's contested. That is contested.
Behind him. He was behind him.
It's at the logo. It's at the logo, Max. That's contested for Jokic. Jokic does not play perimeter defense.
Jokic plays great defense. Wow, great defense. You just left your man open on the back line. Something tells me he's not doing that in a real game.
When does Jokic play great defense?
Into this first quarter.
He does better than that.
That's just a flash pass. Are we expecting Braun to jump there with Giannis there?
That's the one. Yeah, because Braun is 85 years old.
That's contested.
I need to see that one more time.
None of this is actually defense. Guys, if there was defense, they wouldn't have scored 200 points. You don't see the most you score in a game in these days.
I'm just saying there were defensive moments. I'm not saying they played defense the whole game.
A quarter. It's not impressive.
That's exactly our point, though. That's exactly our point.
Keep playing. No, keep going.
Keep going. Okay.
It just gets worse. Great defense.
Deep three.
If Will takes out the game, there's a hand in his face. If he takes out the game, there's a hand in his face.
Every time.
He doesn't even know what the score is.
Looking for help. Lillard.
Look at this. Durant's
That's a jump.
around.
That's a jump at Lillard. That is
He's
a
walking
jump.
with his hand up. That's not a contest. Wow, I'll bet Curry takes a 3 here. Wow, Curry.
Oh,
3.
that's your boy Jalen Brunson, isn't it?
Unpredictable.
That's Jalen Brunson, isn't it?
As anyone else. They let Jalen Brunson dunk in this game. They let him dunk. If you let Jalen Brunson dunk, you're not playing.
Well, realistically, who's gonna stop AD?
Okay,
Not stopping AD on a pick and roll drop. Look, it's a block. Stop. Rewind it. Rewind it. Rewind it. Rewind it, Omar. Rewind it. Let's show Max some defense.
Hopefully those two.
Let's
That
show
was some
Max
good
some
defense on that
defense.
AD uncontested dunk. That was nice.
Let's show Curry with the block.
Wow, Curry blocked him once.
Defense.
One block. Congrats. Touchdown pass. 2 people are there, and he just walked right through them.
Defense.
2 people, he just walked right through. Doesn't stop ball. 2 people look the other way. Dunk. Great defense. If you did that in a real game, you'd get cut. You'd
Okay,
get cut if you
It's
did
not
that.
a real game, Max. It's
So
not
then
a
why are
real
we playing
game.
it? I don't want to watch this.
Okay,
Then you
wait,
don't have to tune in.
Earl, real
You
quick.
don't have to tune in.
No one.
Earl, real quick. Earl, real quick.
Nobody
Guys.
is enjoying that.
Max.
Everyone
Yo.
admits this game is flawed.
Max.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think, bro. I literally said yes. This game is not competitive, but I'm saying
Great.
it hasn't been. Like we're holding this standard.
That's
People
fine.
getting
I
mad.
showed you clips
that
of
we-
when it used to be.
Max is like listing
Bro, from
during the video. Max is listing out times where they're not playing good defense. Yes, we know there's no good defense, but we're showing you that there's not completely zero defense. We're showing you that there are some defensive examples.
There's
That is
2%. It's
This is
2%
the
defense.
thing that we're trying to tell you right now is that yes, we understand that there's not very good defense being played. But what we are trying to tell you is the fact that there is defense being played in some scenarios.
Guys, these exact players, you will see clips of them playing harder in YMCA pickup games in the summer.
I mean, there's.
That's just the truth. They play harder in YMCA games.
I've seen that.
agree with you.
I've heard that on Twitter. I've already heard that same bar on Twitter, bro.
Yeah, because it's true. For once, Twitter is true.
No, bro.
Twitter will be the
bro.
first one to post KD or Devin Booker going ham in pickup games.
I'm somewhat.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, great
Okay.
D there. Running
crazy.
his
That
floater
was
three
crazy.
uncontested. Great D.
That was funny. I didn't see that last night.
My point is either make them play hard. I mean, these same guys, you watch when they play Team USA, when some of these guys are going to be in Team USA in the offseason and they're playing international ball, then you'll see them play hard. These guys will play hard in international
It's Team
ball.
USA.
Exactly. If you're not going to bring that level of intensity,
No,
or similar
Max.
to that, don't play. Don't waste
There's
my
nothing on the line for this. There is nothing
Yeah,
on the line.
that's the
Risking
point.
your body.
Put something on the line. Put $1 million on the line. You
That's
put
what
$1
I'm-
million on the
but-
line for each winning player.
Max,
then you'll see it.
Max,
Technically
this is-
something on the line. There is technically something on the line. The charities that are involved, there is something on the line.
They
clearly
both
that's not
get
enough.
money anyways. The charities
Yeah,
get money.
alright.
Win or lose, they both get
Exactly. There's
Okay.
clearly not enough.
What I'm saying is this. We're comparing the wrong things. We're comparing a fun event, non-competitive
That was
fun
fun.
event.
Who had fun watching that? Who
I'm
had
just-
fun watching that?
Bro, Max,
I
I'm
did.
saying the
I
vibe.
had fun
The
watching that.
vibe of the event is just go out there, enjoy yourself, fellowship with your fellow players, and just have a good time. For the most part,
Yes.
all the players, interviews, everything like that, on-court interactions, it was a fun environment for the players to kind of get a break from playing regular competitive basketball for the whole season. When they come back, all these teams, when these players come back, the vibe for most of these all-stars is we're transitioning into, hey, it's time to lock in to make a championship run.
Okay, that's fine. So then just don't play the game. Just do like non-one-on. Just do more contests. Like do a half-court contest. Do, the 3-point contest. Do, a horse contest. Like that still, it checks all those boxes. It's fun. It's low stakes.
But I'm
It's not,
saying-
you don't have to exhaust a lot of energy to do it. That's fine. But if you're going to build an all-star game as the best of the best, going against each other, creating rivalries, creating narratives, don't bill it as that and then give me this game. Either make it a competitive game or just replace
But
it with
y'all
more
are building
flexibility.
it.
You're
The fans are building it as
narrative.
that. The fans
The
are
NBA
building the
bills it as
narrative as that.
Literally, for one of the commercials I saw, it was like, this is, All-Star Weekend. It all comes down to this. Rivals are now teammates. I'm like, get out of here, bro. First of all, there are no more rivalries. Second
Bro,
of all, it doesn't.
that-
Yeah,
Bro.
there is. Yes, there
What are
is.
you
That's a
saying?
lie.
Bro, you're just mixing in so many hot takes. I can't keep up with it, man. You literally woke up today and chose violence. It's crazy.
It's a we at this point. I'm
I'll say
trying.
this. This is the last thing I have on the All-Star. I agree it has not been competitive, but that's been the standard since the Jordan era. Like
Okay,
everyone
and
said that.
And
It's
I've always
been
said
like
it needs
this.
to change.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying it's been like this. So the only way to make this better is to increase incentives Make it worth something. The reason why people play hard for Team USA is because the country, the pride is on the line. We're talking about competing for being the best in the world. That's why guys show up. They work hard. We've seen the Redeem Team documentary. Guys buy into that because it's the pride of it. There's no pride in an all-star game but to go out there and have fun. And that's been the culture that's been set for the last 20, 30 years. That's just what it's been. So for me, you got to change it. If you want to do that, and you got to change the what it's supposed to be. Like, you have to change the function of the all-star game. I agree. I think there's a world where you can coexist. You can delete events like the skills challenge and add in those horse challenges. We would love to see that. Guys will compete in that. Luka will be great for that. A guy who doesn't really try that great in the all-star game, he will be great in a competition like that. Him and Jokic. So I think it's just about adding that and just defining what the game is really supposed to be. So fans know what to go. They know what to expect when they're tuning in, I'll say.
I just think most fans don't even want to watch this anymore. They've seen the same game for the last 30 years. That's your point. Like, it's been this culture for since the Jordan days. Like, yeah, every year it's just the same guys go in and do dunks, and the All-Star Game MVP is the only one who actually tries and takes shots. Like, Towns was gunning for MVP. He just chucked up whatever shot he wanted.
Excuse me.
And it's like, that's fine. But, like, I don't think anyone is actually, like, very few people are actually entertained by that anymore. It'd be way more entertaining to just see either a legitimate game with money on the line where you actually see the best of the best go head-to-head and try, or just replace the game with challenges that are less physical and are less, game-based, and just build. So, like you said, guys like Luka and Jokic, they're going to try in a horse contest, but they don't physically have to exert themselves like they would if they were trying in a 5v5 game. So just do that. I'm not like, if you can find a way to make the players play hard and make it a real game, fine. If the players don't want to do that, that's also fine. Just get rid of it and do it the stuff that they want and they will buy into. Because it doesn't. Anthony Edwards was literally memeing around the whole weekend, shooting with his left hand. Like you said, there's nothing on the line. Players don't make the players care. Because if the players don't care, I'm not going to watch. That was the one thing that I said about the in-season tournament was I didn't think players would care. I was proven wrong, and that made it way more exciting for me to watch the play because the players clearly care. The $500K and the championship banner, trophy, whatever thing, that was enough incentive to really up the intensity of the games, to make them more interesting. The players were bought in. The players themselves were invested. And so as a fan, that made me more invested. That made me care about it. And in my mind, that elevated its legitimacy. If the players do not care about something, I'm not going to care. That's just how it is. So if you don't make the players care about these All-Star Weekend events, at least, you put up the decency to try and put on, I know some people are going to say that was a good show. I think you can get that show if you go to any NBA game and you watch a layup line. You're going to see open threes, you're going to see open dunks. That's just how it is. Make the players care by putting money on the line or just replace the game. That's my take. And I'm definitely not the only one saying that.
Okay.
I know.
I get it. I get what he's trying to say. Okay. I understand. And I think in some aspects you are right. I do think that, we need a little bit of a revitalization of the sport, and maybe we should get certain players that do care about certain things. However, we also have to realize that this is a glorified popularity contest. It's what it is. Let's break it down.
Yeah, it is.
Let's break it down to it.
I have a whole 30-minute rant on here about why I hate the fan vote.
I mean, we're 32 minutes in, so
exactly. I've ranted about the fan vote before. That's what I'm saying.
But wait,
All-Star Weekend. Oh, sorry, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. But it just shows to prove why these players don't care. I mean, these players don't care for multiple reasons, because in some aspects we have to understand that we live in an era where we are not focused on defense and offense as much as stupid as that sounds, because there's two aspects of the game. There's two aspects of the game, and people watch two aspects of the game, and maybe they focus on one thing more than the other. But we also live in a very, very, very heavily influenced offensive natured era where we see dunks uncontested dunks sometimes, and we see that, oh wow, that's amazing. We see half court threes and we're entertained. We see crossovers and certain moves that we see around the basketball, and that sometimes is enough to fill our entertainment. So it just goes to show that I feel like the NBA, I mean, Max, you hold your opinion, and you hold your opinion strong. And while I respect that, I don't agree. And the reason why I don't agree is because of the reasons I already listed about us being an offensive era. And I think the NBA is moving in an in a good direction. I do think that horse competition will add some benefit to the All-Star weekend. I do think maybe even a knockout from the half court line. Maybe if we make a game out of that would be sick. That'd be sick. But it just goes down to being in an offensive era. And then when it goes back to the All-Star game and we don't see defense, it's just players don't feel like they need to play defense in a game where it's supposed to be offensively influenced. So
yeah, I get that. I totally get that. And I guess, it just goes like, personally, I'm a believer in like, if the way I see it is like offense needs defense to be spectacular. That's kind of just the way I see it. It's like a broad sense. It's like if you can't play good defense, then it's like good offense doesn't really mean anything. If like everyone is doing it, like a great shot maker is considered elite.
We see that a lot being Knicks
fans. They can
fans.
cook good defenders.
We see that a lot being Knicks fans specifically.
Yeah.
And I don't want to tie it to the Knicks, but we just have the best defense in the league.
35 minutes. I just had to put it.
But no, it's a valid point. Like you say, if someone is able to score on OG Anunoby, if someone is able to score on Mitchell Robinson, I'm more impressed by that than if they just scored on Joe Schmo. Because I'm like, damn, I know this guy's a good defender, and like more often than not, like they're going up against a high skill set. Like the defensive intensity is raised. So when an offensive player is able to beat that, when the good offense does beat the good defense, it's like, damn, that's impressive. That to me is like the value of basketball, is seeing like those two clash at each other. And good defense is only impressive, again, when you see OG Anunoby lock down a good offensive player, or, Bam Adebayo lock down a good offensive player. That's impressive because you know the level of skill, the level of competition that they're going against on the other end. So I feel like with the way and this is just like a broader conversation, I know, but like with the league going so offensive heavy, it makes the offense like less impressive. It's literally like what I said. When everyone is super, nobody is. Super is only super because it's so much above the rest, if that makes any sense. Game 7 moments are special because they almost never happen. If every game was a Game 7 moment, it wouldn't, the intensity, the vibes, the emotions, they would start to lose that effect. It's special because of how rare it is, or it's special because of the talent level on the other side. That's what makes those moments great. So in my mind, I'm not impressed just seeing these guys go in and dunk and just, shoot a bunch of open threes. It's like, if a guy really wants to go one-on-one and cook a good defender and get like a tough mid-range fall-away shot, that's impressive to me. That is fun to watch. I would rather watch that than a 200-point just offensive explosion. That's me. And I think a lot of fans, while on the outside at first, probably the first few times they watched the All-Star, because I was like the same. The first few times I watched the All-Star game back in like 2013, 2014, 2015, 2016, I was so bought into the offense. I was like, hell yeah, shoot all those threes, dunk the ball, flashy passes. I was so bought in. But by it got to like 2020, 2021, 2022, and I'd seen a bunch of them, I'm like, I've just seen this game before. Like, it gets old to me. But somehow watching those close late game moments, watching like a good basketball game, that never gets old. So that's where I feel like I'm at. And I think a lot of younger fans who maybe haven't watched as many All-Star games probably feel that way. But I think that these same people in 4 or 5 years' time, if nothing changes, they're also going to be calling for it. And then the new generation will be the ones to say, no, it's cool. I like the dunks. I like the threes. But the older you get, the more you're like, damn, I've been here, done that. Like, where's some good, like, I want to see something impressive here. It just loses that luster, that sense of like, damn, that's a cool play. That's a tough thing to do. That's something I couldn't do. But like, guys watching these games, like, I could shoot an open three. I could go just dunk uncontested. Some people, obviously not all people, but like it makes it feel, it gives it that superhuman aspect when it's Titan against Titan, not just like Titan against, little mini Titan,
I mean, I get what you're saying too, and that's why I brought the point. Like, we're acting like we haven't seen any defense in the last couple of years. I brought the point that we've seen some of the best defense in the last pretty much era when we had the whole drafting teams thing, because guys had to lock in. Like, we had a couple games where it came down to game-winning plays. I remember we complained that one year.
That first year was good. That first year where they did
I said the first 2 years of the team captain things were really good. I think the first year we had it where people were complaining because it ended on the free throw line. Like, that was a thing, how they didn't want the game to end there. And then the last year when Bron went back to Cleveland, I forget which year that was, the game winner was him taking that contested fadeaway on Joel Embiid. He jumped at him, and then I think Tatum was jumping at him too, and he hit the game winner. Last shot in Cleveland. But I feel like I don't know. I just feel like it's really different now. Like I agree with you. Like I wouldn't mind seeing defense. Like that's a big part of the game.
Here's the main aspect where I think we get a little confused. This game was a blowout before it even started.
I mean, kind of. I mean, like it was. Just,
except in the first quarter, we're almost always within like 20 points. That's the thing. So I feel like if we saw a closer game towards the end of it, I do feel like there would have been more effort on the West side to try to get more shots up towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes for sure. There have been games in the past where it comes down to the last 5 minutes, and then you see some defense start to be played, and it's noticeable when guys are like, "Okay, we're actually going to try a little bit now." It's like a 2-point game.
And I guarantee there are some being played within the final 10 minutes because they wanted to try to at least stage a comeback, but unfortunately, it just never resolved because Tyrese Halliburton decided to close out the game.
Yeah, and it's like, when teams don't try for the first 3 quarters, sometimes there will be a blowout. If both teams are competitive, more often than not, that game is going to go down to the wire, especially when you have such great talent on both sides. But when it's just kind of a free-for-all, the chances that one side just blows it open in the second quarter like the East did and then just runs away with it, that's going to be higher. So that even de-incentivizes hard play even more. But I agree with you, Earl. Like that, it looked like maybe the All-Star game was starting to take a turn when they did that drafting and like the first to 24 cap, like they reformatted it at the end and there was like a game-winning shot. That was great. I was like, wow, I came away from that being like, that was a really good All-Star game. That is what I want to see in an All-Star game. But in the last year or two of that, like first to 24 format, it kind of died down a little bit because games weren't as competitive. Guys stopped caring. And then this year was just an absolute just throwaway. So if there's ways to get guys to play hard, I'm all for it. Whether it's money, whether it's reformatting it, figure something out. Maybe you do it like in the Rising Stars Challenge. Maybe that's part of what makes the Rising Stars good is, you do only teams of 5 and it's like a knockout style first to 40 points and you like advance to a bracket. Maybe that would get guys playing. And if that gets even a slight bit more level of competition, I'm with it. Do what it takes. I would love to see the All-Star game be competitive. But as you guys have said, guys just don't care anymore. Like we're in an offensive era. We're in an era where guys coast. They look at this as an off weekend. And if that is the case, then it's probably just best to cut your losses and just get rid of it and just do contests that guys will buy into, ultimately if the players' attitudes can change, that's great. But if not, we can't just keep shooting ourselves in the foot with this because the worst thing for the NBA, we had our All-Star weekend. This is what we build up to for months. So much hype, so much promotion, so much money goes into this. And you wake up the next morning and the first thing on everyone's lips was, that was a terrible All-Star weekend. That is bad for the NBA. It's bad PR. It's a bad look. They can't have, the community coming away from this event every year being like, that was bad. That was bad. It needs to do better. That shows that it's not delivering.
Can I ask you something, Max?
Yeah.
Have you seen people say that?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the whole thing. I mean, JJ Redick was going off on it, his podcast today. JJ Redick was like, how do we fix this?
I didn't get to watch that. Right. Okay. Okay. I didn't get to see JJ Redick's opinion on it, but Earl, have you been seeing this? Because I genuinely have not been seeing people shitting on the All-Star game.
I mean, yeah, I can't act like I haven't seen it. Like I've seen on social media people complain about it. I've seen some guys on podcast and NBA, ESPN complain about it. Like it's a real thing. Like I think Max does have a point. I think 100%. It's just about my point of view is like the NBA just has to define what it is. Like I feel like for the most part, it has been like known as a fun game, but if that's the case, that's what they have to market it as. Like Max said, like he's seen commercials talking about the most intense rivals turn into friends. Rivals turn into teammates, stuff like that. If you're gonna advertise it as that, then guys have to play at a high level on both.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody's really enemies within their own conference. I mean, maybe besides
that's the biggest rivalries in your own conference.
Well, guys have to besides like
to get into
the Memphis Grizzlies and the Golden State Warriors.
Bro,
I mean, they're not in the same conference, but you get what I'm trying to say. Like those rivalries.
Oh, I mean,
look, I typed in. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Earl.
No, I was just saying, like, I think the biggest rivalries do come from like in conference. Like, there's a lot of East Coast on East Coast crime, and there's a lot of West Coast on West Coast crime because those are the guys who fight after.
Yeah. No, go for it, Earl. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. You kind of lagged in between there. My bad. It was
my bad. No, I was just saying, like, that's just what it is. Like, you have to beat teams in your own conference to advance. So those are the majority of the rivalries.
All right. Yeah. I think this is good.
I went on Twitter and I just typed in All-Star game. Top result. 2020 All-Star Game was a once-in-a-lifetime experience. We're never seeing anything like this again. Agreed. Next one down, joking about how Jokic and Luka just could not care less. Fix the All-Star Game. Nobody watches the All-Star Game anymore. What is this? Players don't care. Why should us fans care? 1990, and then there's a clip, 1993 All-Star Game, when they were competitive. Another one, NBA All-Star Game 2002 stands out as a prime example of competition and passion among players. This was the last time the game was good because the players actually cared.
Yeah. I think it just boils down to the players not caring as much.
Yes, we got to make them care. Figure out a way to put money on the line. Every man has his price.
Yeah, I think this is a good way to transit.
I'm sorry.
That was a good tension breaker, but I guess we can kind of lean off of the All-Star break, kind of go into some real NBA news. The Nets have fired Jacques Vaughn, but they have quickly replaced them with their own assistant head coach and former UConn head coach, Kevin Ollie. I think it was a good idea firing Jacques Vaughn. That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, I mean, the Nets, they're not having the best season. I heard there was some in locker room problems with star players and coach. Obviously, when that happens and you're trying to build a culture, guys have to buy into the coach. And I just feel like it just didn't happen. So it's not the first firing we've seen. And I wish it wouldn't be the last, but
no, of course
it's none
not.
of my business.
Darvin Ham.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Nets are cooked either way. I mean, I don't know the ins and outs of Jacques Vaughn's rotations and player management and, defensive schemes. So I'm not going to sit here and say
none.
The Nets have
the Nets have had a bad season. Say there was none.
I think they're cooked either way. I don't think I just don't think their roster is talented enough to really be a serious threat in the playoffs. I said in our preseason predictions they would miss the playoffs entirely, that they would get bounced in the play-in, and I firmly stand by that. Mikal Bridges is not a sufficient number one. Cam Johnson looks to have slightly regressed. Nick Claxton, while a very good defender, he's not a floor spacer, so you need to put shooting around him, and they don't really have much shooting, especially now that they got rid of Spencer Dinwiddie. I just don't think this Nets team is very talented. So could they get marginally better with this head coaching change? Maybe, but I don't see them getting in the playoffs one way or the other. Until they fully rebuild and commit to a direction, I think they're just going to be stuck in the Chicago Bulls area of just good enough to be semi-relevant, but not good enough to where anyone will take them seriously.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the Nets, unfortunately, have been a joke this year. Let's call it what it is.
You love saying that, huh?
I mean, dude, it's not even
about
the
worst team. There's definitely worse teams.
It's not even the Knicks anymore. I'm genuinely kind of disappointed in the Brooklyn Nets because they were coming off a season where I believe I'm not going to quote this. Were they 6, 7, 8 in that?
Okay, Earl, they were the fourth seed. Roughly the fourth seed when they had Durant and Kyrie, but they moved Durant and Kyrie at the deadline, and then they slipped down to the 7 or 8 seed, and then got swept in the first round. So as soon as they traded Durant and Kyrie, they basically tanked. And their record after the trade deadline was abysmal. The only reason they got in the playoffs at all, I think they wound up as the 6th seed because they didn't have to do the play. And the only reason they got in the playoffs at all was because Durant and Kyrie carried them in the first half. If they had to play a play-in, I don't think they would have got through the play-in last year. They just got bailed out.
They were
the 6th seed.
They were a 6th seed and they got absolutely.
I only remember that because Spencer was talking so crazy, he laid the foundation of them getting there.
Yeah,
he's on my team. I just did not like those comments. I still don't like those comments.
How are you feeling about Spencer Dinwiddie on your team, Earl?
Oh, I said this before. I don't think he's gonna really affect the culture of us winning a championship. I think he's a good asset to have because we have a lot of injuries and we need more guards off the bench. He can be a good playmaker at times, but I already said I'm not really going into it expecting a lot from him. But if he performs, he overperforms. Anything great, he's overperforming. I mean, he was basically free. He cost us $1 million, 1.5. So I'm not really the biggest fan of Dinwiddie, but
I think he's a little underrated. I think he'll be a good 6th, 7th man. I will say. I don't think he's going to be crazy.
Only 1.5 million.
I could see him doing a Lonnie Walker type role, where it's just like you said, he could just come in one game.
Is a lot.
He'll just come in randomly, and just light it up one game and win you a game in the fourth quarter, just randomly.
Yeah. For sure, and his playoff numbers are proven though. That's the thing. He has decent playoff. He has really good playoff numbers. So maybe he will emerge then. But I don't
see him starting over D'Lo or anything. I don't know.
No, he's not. He's definitely not starting.
If your point guard rotation is D'Lo and Spencer Dinwiddie, you could definitely do a lot worse than that. That's probably one of the better point guard rotations in the NBA.
For sure. Especially with
say.
our injuries and a little bit more defense as far as the guard position. I think it makes sense, I'll say.
I think he will be good. I think he will outperform a lot of expectations. He's had a rough season, but I believe he's shown he's a professional scorer and he can still pass. He's a decent enough playmaker. And he's a tall guard, which is good. Lakers are already a tall team, so he fits into that,
for sure,
being oversized at every position. So I personally like it. I don't know how we got on Spencer Dinwiddie, but I like it.
And we'll have Trae Young next year, so we'll be good.
Nah, Trae Young to the Spurs. That's gonna be insane.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I've seen a lot of
reports.
reports.
That's gonna happen.
I've seen a lot of reports about how Trae Young, he wouldn't be good on the Lakers. And in my head, I'm thinking I know there's a lot of Trae Young hate, but let's be respectful. He's the second leader per game in assists. You're telling me a pick and roll with AD and Trae Young wouldn't go crazy when he's throwing lobs to Capella and getting an assist off of that and Jalen Johnson. Come on, bro. Let's be realistic.
Trae on the Lakers would go crazy. It's just what would the Lakers have to give up? I don't think anyone's saying he'd be bad on the Lakers. I feel like it's just more a matter of what would they have to give up? Would they have to deplete their roster so much to the point where it's just kind of like him, Bron, AD, and then literally just 8 more Torian princes out there?
The only person I would care, bro, I wouldn't care. Don't get nobody. Prince. You can give up anybody on that roster except for AD and Reeves.
Even
Bron
Reeves.
Bron has a player option, so I don't count him. We can't.
Okay, trade that's fair. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you could sign and trade, but I don't think Bron.
That is true. I don't think you want to go to ATL.
Unless Bronny gets drafted there, and then it just works out.
True. But I would be open for it. I think the fit works. I mean,
I don't think you could get Trae Young if Reeves isn't in the package. I mean,
for sure,
So it's what point do you just say it's not worth?
No, for sure, yeah.
I gotta ask you guys a question. Oh, okay. No, I remember his name. Never mind. So there's this prospect. There's this prospect that blew up on TikTok for singing this one song.
Oh, Jared McCain.
Jared McCain, right?
I'm a big Duke head. Yeah,
I've never heard of him.
So Jared McCain apparently
he's gonna be good.
Apparently, Knicks fans on Twitter are trying to say it now that they want Jared McCain as our shooting guard.
Okay. I don't think he's a Knicks guy.
I definitely think he is. Just watching highlights.
If he goes there, it's gonna ruin his career. No, I'm just playing.
Okay, all right.
He only you're not taking. I will not let another Dookie. I don't know if y'all have any Duke players.
Okay, don't say Dookie. Okay,
that's just a nickname, bro. Bro.
Do I even have to say anything else?
Omar, it wasn't weird until you said something.
It wasn't weird till you made it weird.
I've heard people refer.
Dude, I thought it was
the same guy who had an Oculus on at the start of the show.
Dude, I can see clearly. Y'all don't get it.
Yes, I do. I know what you mean. It's mixed reality. I know what you mean.
No, you have the Oculus too.
Yes, I know. I know it has mixed reality where you can see in the world but out.
It's different.
I know what you mean. No, I know it's different. I seen the videos, Omar. We have access to YouTube. Just say.
I just think it's goofy looking. I'm sure you can see fine. I just think
I know what
mixed reality means.
See
the world. That's how the world sees you. That's the problem.
Wow. Okay. Anyway,
not just you. I'm saying anyone. If you're just respect, if you're just walking around with that thing on, I'm going to judge you.
Okay, yeah, but imagine with me with an Apple Vision Pro on.
I would still
Apple Pushing Pro. Don't know what that is. I think it's called an Apple Vision Pro.
Yeah, Apple Vision Pro. What did I say?
Apparently, you're pushing Pro like pushing P is what you said.
Apple Pushing P is crazy.
No, but if we're being honest, Omar's a hype beast.
I'm not a hype beast.
You are such a hype beast.
I'm really not a hype beast.
He texted me
better or for worse,
hey guys,
I
just went to the store and I took this Apple Vision Pro and then I sold it and got an Oculus Quest 3 for free.
It wouldn't be for free if I sold it and then got something.
I know the point was the story didn't make any sense.
The story made sense. I'm with it. I just think I'm not a fan of just the people walking around with the Oculus.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I think it's weird. I think it's goofy looking.
No, don't get me wrong. I'll bring it around and shit, but don't catch me in a car trying to drive it with that on.
That's not even that, but just if you're just walking around town with that on, I'm gonna double take.
Nice. He's wearing that outside tonight.
Nah, I'm not. I'm good. It's actually it's not a too much of a delay to where it's gonna fuck up your experience, but there's a slight
it's not real time.
It's not it's like slightly slower.
So you have an input lag on.
It's not an
actually
input
walking.
lag. It's not like an input lag. It's like, dude, it's barely noticeable. That's why it's like a point.
Oh, it'll be noticeable if you skip a stair. Oh, I thought I was here. Earl,
Earl can speak from experience.
Yeah, exactly. And that was with no Oculus on my head.
It must have been your glasses.
Honestly.
Glasses.
Oh, this stair? Nah, that stair was there 2 seconds ago. Sorry, buddy.
It's like you just get net coded by a stair. It's like you're on the ground.
Dude,
and
I think
up 2 stairs. Oops.
I think the delay is like 0.2 seconds, so it's like quite literally not even noticeable.
Hey, in
You
Fortnite,
know what the
lot.
Flash can do with 0.2 seconds? Just saying.
Hey man,
Listen.
okay, so
2
wait.
seconds in Fortnite could get your book cooked. That's all. I'm saying.
Exactly. 0.2 seconds is the difference of Omar making or missing a shot in 2K.
Literally,
That's true.
yeah.
That is true. Actually,
Maybe you should try 2K with the goggles on. Maybe it'll like invert it.
Yeah,
So it's
and
like,
you can.
because you always shoot 0.2 seconds early, so maybe you put the goggles on, you'll shoot it on time.
Maybe you can program something in the game that
Use that.
tells you exactly. Oh, an eyes in.
An eyes in, bro.
It gives you a clear view. Like shoot. Oh, like it turns green. And you
No,
just instantly press it.
Your brain is programmed to just release the button.
Oh, you're right.
Like the Elon Musk microchips.
Yeah, the little chip. You get the chip, and then you put the Oculus on top.
They put a chip in a dude's head.
I seen that. That was crazy. I'm never doing nothing like that. That's crazy.
I'm not doing that either. That's
Imagine being able to
Yeah, I just thought of something
send an
funny.
email.
What
Like, you
if-
don't have to actually do anything. I just think, send an email, and it sends an email.
What if Elon Musk made a cheaper version of the Neuralink, but it was like with ads, and like when you're
Oh
asleep,
gosh,
Well,
no.
that will happen.
sleep
That will
just
still happen.
comes off, and it's like, hey, it's like 15 minutes can save 15% or more.
Book it. Book it. That will
Imagine,
happen. I guarantee
imagine the glitches. You can't unsee glitches. Like, bro, like Max said, like if you're trying to think about everything you think about during the day. You don't actually mean that stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So how does it like compare? Like,
Think about
oh,
Twitter
this,
with that.
this,
People already send the dumbest
Oh
Twitter
my
post
God.
anyways, and they have to
my
physically
God.
sit there and type it out and press send. If you just think about some Twitter rant and it gets sent,
can
bro,
see-
it's over. Everyone will get canceled. Every
cancel
single person
culture
in the world
will
get
be
canceled.
at the peak of humanity when that comes out. And there's no way I'm ever putting a chip in my head.
No.
I think
I can
cancel
have that, bro.
culture,
I'll never put a chip in my head.
I
Yo,
think
it's crazy.
cancel culture is already at its high.
But
Nah,
yeah,
but
but
with
if
that-
But
Yeah,
here's
take
the
it to
thing.
level.
Though. Here's the thing, though. There's actually some freaking racist people on the internet. Like there's,
I mean, yeah.
like no, it's bad. Like there is,
Yes, Omar.
oh my god, it's like horrible.
Imagine if those people had
It's just
if their
like-
unfiltered thoughts were on the internet. Imagine their unfiltered thoughts.
That's
Those are
what I'm
their
saying.
filtered thoughts.
It's just like the thing. Like it's just been going up and up and up. Like the percentage of people up and up and up. And
Omar,
up
it's like
throughout
you're
the years. It's
discovering this
crazy.
for the first time is insane.
I am.
You see this stuff every single day online. Like I just be scrolling
Bro,
and see this stuff every day.
Especially with like I don't wanna talk about it too much, but like especially with like the war. Like the anti-Arab shit is going insane. The anti-Muslim shit and the anti-Arab shit.
I mean, Kenny Smith was literally just a misogynist on live TV the other night. I mean,
is
we're just
true.
like, we ball. Okay, Kenny.
Wait, I'm
Bro,
sorry.
that was
I must have missed something.
insane.
Okay, can I ask, because I tried to look it up and for some reason whenever I went on a news website it told me to turn off ad block. By the way, I'm not turning off ad block. Second, what did he say exactly? Because I must have missed
He
something.
said she should have just shot from the women's line.
To make it more
basically.
competitive. Or
Exactly.
Whatever. Yeah, like
when she got the same score as the winning score of the actual contest, which was crazy to me. So
yeah. I think Kenny was like trying to
Isn't it closer?
the women's
Yes,
women's
it's
WA
closer.
line is closer. Yeah, it's like a foot and a half closer.
she was shooting from the NBA line, which was
Yeah.
like just normal, like where Curry was shooting from.
yeah.
Where
She had
everybody's
like
shot
she had the
How are you
WNBA ball, which
supposed
was
to-
slightly smaller and lighter, but
Do you know how much?
And she only lost by 3. By 3. He's
She
acting like she
lost by
lost by
one
like
shot.
15. Yeah.
She lost by one shot.
Yeah.
yeah,
was
one
sitting
game
there-
3, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. He was talking like
think
she
that's
lost by like
misogynistic,
15,
though.
20, bro.
I don't
No,
think
it
that's
was-
misogynist.
No, the way he was saying it on stream and everything, and
I gotta see exactly what he
was.
said then. Because
Watch
Yeah,
the clip
He
first.
kept harping on, and then Reggie Miller was like, "So by your logic, we want her to shoot with dolls too, right?"
Yeah.
yeah, like that. I agree. The logic is like really stupid.
It's it just felt
It
like
was the
Kenny was
fact-
like- and
it was
also
the fact
and the
he
whole
kept
time
double
the birds were
down.
going off, like when Sabrina was going off, he didn't say it at a word. But when
A
Curry was
single
going
thing.
off, he's like, "That's why he's the greatest. There's levels to this."
Oh my goodness,
He's
Curry!
still the GOAT.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, "This is still Stephen Curry. He's built different. He's different than the rest.
Yeah,
This is still."
I mean, look,
It's like,
Sabrina,
he didn't give her flowers. He wasn't like, "Damn, that was a really good performance." Like, great event. He
Sabrina
was
can
like,
shoot.
Curry's just the GOAT. This is why Curry is just objectively the greatest. Like, he's
Sabrina can shoot the shit out of the ball, and like
Right.
she can fucking like roast some of the people in the NBA. Like that's all.
Oh yeah, shooting
Yeah,
contest?
for sure.
She would roast
Oh, yeah.
most of the league.
If you put her in the regular one, she would have been in the finals.
So yeah,
Right there.
Here's maybe something that Kenny was thinking about, and please, I'm only playing devil's advocate here. I do
Cancel
not.
Omar right now.
I do not agree with this take.
No, I'm with it. Devil's advocate. I'm always a devil's advocate fan.
Okay. Did Kenny Smith look at the fact that she was shooting with WNBA balls and say, "Oh, if she was shooting with WNBA balls, maybe we should have like upped the line for her too, 1.5 feet, so we could make it more WNBA like, and maybe like." And I'm saying like maybe in his head. And
Yeah,
like,
I mean, I think maybe in his head he thought he would come off as like pro-feminist and like let's get equality for all type thing. Like he thought he was cooking, but in reality, it just wound up sounding way more misogynist than he intended.
Yeah.
I could totally see that.
I could see that.
Let's slow down with the misogynistic. I don't think that's misogynistic because he did just say maybe we should move up the line. I don't want to.
Omar, you gotta watch the clip. It's not that. You gotta watch the clip. It's the fact he said that, and then Reggie gave him the chance to fix it, and then he doubled down, and then Reggie did again, and then he tripled down. That's basically what we're saying. Like,
yeah, he was like, "But surely you don't mean." But
and then he said, "No, surely I meant
think
this."
Kenny Smith is a misogynist.
No, not at all. Like he has daughters and stuff like that
The
too.
thing is, let's chill with the misogynistic line
That's
because
okay. That's fair.
people can clip that and be like, "Oh, look at this. They said misogynistic," when all we meant to say was the fact that.
Hey, I'm standing on business. I said it, bro. Y'all want to come at me on Twitter? It's just Earl on Twitter.
Earl double down. Okay, here's what I'll say. I'll back up slightly. I'll take the red. I won't pull a Kenny Smith here. I won't
Just
say
take a nice step back.
I will say it sounded misogynist. I'm not saying he is a misogynist.
Exactly.
People can say ignorant things and not be an ignorant person. I think maybe in his head he thought he was cooking. It came off way worse. And he was also just really bad in other parts of the broadcast. So that doesn't help. He had a really rough broadcast in general. That was so I think Kenny just had a really bad off night.
For sure. And I agree with Max. I'm not saying he is,
Sounded
but what he said, and I think it's okay to say that. What he said kind of connected it to it being that, but him as a person, I don't believe that's who he is what we're saying, basically.
Yeah, exactly. It was still a wild thing to say on that.
It was
especially
crazy.
when the whole point of the event is to like promote, like what Sabrina said, if you're a shooter, you can shoot. Promote the WNBA, promote just basketball across, genders.
And he
wait, when did he say that during the post game, right?
No,
or did he say it during?
No, he said it like after they were shooting. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah.
I think he said it like
after Curry went.
He may have said it before Sabrina shot or like while she was shooting. Like, oh, like
I think it was after Curry went.
It may have been. I don't know.
He was kind of reframing it like, he was talking about like, that's why she should have. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. I can't find it exactly.
It's tough. It's not like a one isolated thing. It's not like a clippable Twitter moment of just like a 5-second someone messing up and saying something crazy. It's not that kind of clip. It's just more like the vibe.
Okay, wait, I found it. I'm gonna display it on screen so everybody knows what we're talking about when we're talking about it.
For the record, we are a non-misogynist podcast. We do not promote any sort of misogyny whatsoever.
Yes.
I'm not saying Kenny is a misogynist.
If you're a misogynist, unsubscribe. I do not want any misogynists in my freaking chat.
Exactly. I mean, there's no one in our chat anyways, but still.
I'm just saying, like, if you're a misogynist, leave. I don't want you here.
Doves.
Big W. The first Omar W of the year.
Oh, that sucks.
No, this was a W Omar episode. I think this was a W Omar. This was just a W episode. Let's end it off with some Kenny Smith.
Let's see.
Yeah, wait, I displayed the video, right? Y'all can hear it and everything?
Is this like an onion or something?
We can't hear it. I was just trolling. We can't hear anything.
Okay, we can't? Okay, 1 sec. I just want to make sure.
I was just going to do the ad-libs and act like it.
Okay, I got it.
That's crazy.
She should have shot from the line. There's a women's tee in golf and there's a men's tee. For a reason. No. Shoot. Isn't that what you said? Yeah, but they shoot from where they shoot from. Thank you. No. Sabrina, good job, Sabrina. No, but don't let any man put boundaries on you like him. But then give him a regular ball then. Don't let any man put boundaries on you. Give him a regular ball then. It's not fair. I disagree.
I like see when it's like it's not fair. It's like she only lost by 3. It's not like she got demolished.
Shout out Reggie Miller. Shout out
Reggie.
Miller.
Reggie was in his
typically hate
bag
Reggie
all
Miller,
weekend.
but
I'm
he
not
didn't
gonna lie.
care.
Okay,
Shout out
wait.
to Reggie too.
I think this is the exact clip.
And men versus women in the 3-point contest, we put the best 4 NBA players against the best WNBA.
Well, this is just a good idea. I just like this.
Yeah, this
it was a really
afterwards,
good idea.
There's no 10-foot rim that holds you back, and let's knock it down. Well, according to you, you want her just playing with dolls, right? No, I want her to shoot from where she shoots from. No, she does shoot threes in the game, not from there.
I mean, listen, Caitlin Clark.
And that was a casual take.
Half court.
Everybody knows.
Anyone. I want to see Caitlin Clark.
And what I'm saying too is that comment about where she doesn't shoot from there. She literally shoots deep threes, equivalent to NBA threes in game. That's where she shoots from. So that comment there was out of pocket too. Like that just shows he doesn't feel like he was celebrating
it at all. Like she just came within 3 against the greatest shooter, on the planet currently.
Exactly.
Celebrate that instead of being like, "Damn, we got to move up the line for her because she."
You know what? Like I would have like even respected the comment if it wasn't about the fact that maybe she should move forward, but maybe about the fact that she was using like a WNBA ball. Maybe the fact that you can maybe use that argument instead of like moving up the 3-point line.
Yeah, like
I think that's a better argument to have. I think that's a better argument to have. But overall, I still don't feel like it's much different. Like, it's really not.
I think really what it should have been is great contest, great battle between WNBA, NBA players, and just leave it at that. It was a great shooting contest, bro. Everybody, like I was watching it, I was like, "Dang!"
It was
like,
the highlight of the night. It was the highlight of the weekend. That's going to be the most memorable part of the weekend.
Like when she went into rhythm, man. It's like he wasn't watching. When she went into rhythm, bro, that was one of the most entertaining things I've seen. She was hitting shot after shot after shot. Yeah, at one point, she was not missing, and he didn't say a word. And like Max said, when she went on that streak, when she wasn't missing, he didn't say a word. But when Curry was hitting, he missed like 4, 3 or something. He's like, "Oh, Curry, he's gonna heat up. Oh my god, oh Curry, that's why he's great."
Yo, Max looking like the balloon dude, like the
Kenny was doing that in his seat.
And you know what? I'll say this too. Maybe they should have had some WNBA representatives. They had Candace Parker at the event for the most part. She's been doing WNBA coverage.
Yeah,
why not have her up there as well? If you don't want to add plays on both sides,
well, maybe
somebody historically.
Well, maybe they asked her. She just decided no.
I doubt they asked her, bro.
I mean, that's true. You never know.
She was at the event.
I think next year, there's enough hype.
She was there the whole night, though. She was there the whole weekend.
They probably asked her to do one of 2 things, and then she just chose one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because
next year we will definitely get some sort of Sabrina, Caitlin, Dame.
I definitely feel like if they didn't ask Sabrina to do something, I definitely feel like she would have, like, not Sabrina, I'm sorry. If they didn't ask Candace to do anything, I genuinely feel like she wouldn't have gone to the event.
I think she probably would have been
there the whole
Sabrina
week.
Anyway.
I know.
But you realize she works every week on TNT. Like she works for TNT in general.
She probably has a contract.
That's what I'm saying. Like she works for the crew. She's on the Tuesday cruise on TNT.
All right, guys. I think this is a good place to end. Thank you, everybody.
That was a good episode.
That was a really good episode, guys. Thank you so much for being with us and listening to our podcast about the All-Star Show. And we appreciate every single one of you. Make sure to hit the subscribe, hit the noties to make sure that you can get our episodes ASAP. YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.
Peace.
I got infinity money.